Yo, what's good, YouTube? We back with another banger. Today we got another part of this Durk catastrophe at this point. It's I know I seen yesterday he was a part of another murder for hire case. It ain't looking good for my boy, man. And then I seen too they denied his bail request. So let's just get into it, man. Durk, I don't know, man. You bugging. But cue the intro.
Like, we still can't kick it. The Henny get killed like, no, I can't sip it. You could get killed like it ain't no living. She hit my line like,
Kilo, you tripping.
She clocking my body.
Alright, y'all, let's get right into this.
Nobody wins.
Shout out to Family TV.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. And I can't go like Mitch in the hallway.
It's a singer, he won't smoke shit. You can bleed whatever you want, I got your folks here.
Multiple shootings, which killed 2 people, injured 1 police officer in Harvey. That chaos started outside of a nightclub.
All the circumstances and details around, these accusations. What I do know, though, is that Lil Durk's mission to build financial literacy for children across the city and making other critical investments for the children of the city is where his heart
is what people
has been.
see.
And I mean, there's no secret
Sadly.
to the trauma that he grew up in and how he has worked to turn that trauma into opportunities for other people.
The feds got an over 90% conviction rate, but a huge part of that come from 80% taking a plea. Then you got Chicago rapper Lil Durk, who went to 20% that's taking it to trial. So you expect all the tricks to be played, and that's what the feds doing today. Last week, the Chicago rapper lawyer had came out and said the murder for hire charges are bogus. Basically, it's no real evidence. Now, the day of Lil Durk hearing, it seemed they come out and connect him to another murder for hire. But they didn't charge him. They just talking about him being mentioned in this murder for hire alleged plot. Now that comes in 2022 with a young man we'll later discuss who allegedly, according to the feds, was retaliation for Lil Durk's brother who lost his life just months prior, who we also go over later in the video. Today we go over that case on this new murder for hire that the feds is trying to connect Lil Durk. We also see where we stand today and take a look at the 2 people who's been arrested for that murder going on a year now. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Comment, and subscribe right now.
Grammy Award-winning artist Lil Durk has an older brother named Dante Banks, who's also known as D-Thing. D-Thing allegedly lived in Chicago, Gresham's neighborhood. In 2021, D-Thing was 32 years old when he went to a club named Club O. It was June 7, 2021. The club was located on the 1700 block of S. Halsted Street. According to a Harvey police officer, he heard gunfire and noticed a person with a gun at the club. As he got closer to the club, he heard more gunfire and an altercation. When suddenly he saw D-Thing get shot. Then the officer got hit. D-Thing didn't survive. May he rest in peace. A love and condolences to his family. The officer was in good condition a day after.
Multiple shootings, which killed 2 people, injured 1 police officer in Harvey. That chaos started outside of a nightclub.
WGN's Kelly Davis is live at the Harvey Police Department headquarters with the latest. Kelly?
Good evening. Police tell me that Harvey police officers were doing routine safety patrols at Club O as it was closing when all this went down and multiple shots were fired. And then just 2 hours later, another fatal shooting. Police say they are now investigating retaliation.
GMC
Hey, with
Sierra.
the ads, man.
It's the truck.
I
Get
hope Durk didn't
0%
do this,
APR
bro.
on select.
Club O is quiet this evening, but police say there was a chaotic scene at the strip club early Sunday morning. Multiple shots were fired and lots of weapons were found at the scene. Police say Dante Banks was killed when he was shot in the head outside the club just after midnight. Banks is the older brother of locally known rapper Lil Durk. The 32-year-old is also a rapper who performed as D-Thing. His brother has been silent on Twitter since the shooting, but other people in the music industry are mourning his loss. Lil Reese, another Chicago rapper, tweeted, "Long live D-Thing. Love you, broski." Shortly after Banks was shot and about 500 feet away, police say Officer E. Muhammad heard gunshots and saw someone with a gun at the club. There was an altercation and the officer was shot in the thigh. A spokesperson from the police department says Muhammad was treated and released in good condition. It's unclear if the officer was targeted or if he returned fire.
2 hours after the shooting at Club O, just after 2 a.m., another fatal shooting here in Harvey. Police say 39-year-old Seneca Price was shot to death on West 155th Street. Right now, they do not have anyone in custody for these shootings, and they believe the follow-up was retaliation. This investigation is ongoing. Live in Harvey, I'm Kelly Davis, WGN News.
Thank you, Kelly.
So they got the get back instantly?
Was get back the same day? I think that was false. He was identified as Seneca Prince, 39 years old, and he was shot to death on the 100 block of West 155th Street in Harvey, Illinois, as mentioned. But here's the thing. His wife made a GoFundMe, and the details in that GoFundMe let it be known this ain't had nothing to do with Lil Durk. She said that Harvey PD brought a group of young individuals to her house so that her husband, Seneca, could identify them for an incident earlier that night. She said they were ultimately released and came and killed her husband. So if it was retaliation, it was for what a Harvey police officer did. But now in December of 2024, the feds coming out and saying that Lil Durk is connected to real revenge 7 months later after D-Thing lost his life. January 27, 2022. Two men were accused of plotting, along with others who wasn't identified at the time, to murder Stephon Mack in exchange for money. Prosecutors said Mack was shot and killed by a gunman who got out of a car and opened fire on him as he walked out of the Youth Peace Center of Roseland, located on the 420 West 100th Street on the afternoon, January 27, 2022. May Mack rest in peace. I love condolences to his family. But it wouldn't come until almost 2 years later when authorities were making arrests. November 30th, 2023. Anthony Montgomery Wilson, also known as AJ, and Mike City AJ, and Preston Powell, also known as Marley. Now fam, it's important you guys know this. Mack wasn't arrested for D-Thing's murder. So if he did it, only he would know that and the people close around. But what we do know is Mack did affiliate himself with people who was known enemies of Lil Durk.
No, you would bind him. Oh yeah.
Sometimes with them cases, it's not even like the get back don't even gotta be on the person that did it. The get back could be somebody close to the person that did it. You feel me? They don't really care.
That's what I'm talking about. I just be playing. Time.
Man, you gotta get your girlfriend, you gotta be faithful, bro.
I got a girlfriend.
You gotta get like me. You gotta get like me. You got
girlfriend on the I'm out of that though, G.
Now, according to Anthony and Preston Powell indictment for the demise of Mack, this how it went down. Now, Stephon Mack, as we mentioned, lost his life January 27, 2022. He was known as Youngin. He was shot and killed outside the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. According to the website, YPC is a non-profit organization offering youth-related workshops that mentor teens and teach youth the skills necessary to avoid conflict of his violence. According to records and information obtained from YPC, at the time of his death, Mack was a YPC participant. Based on the video surveillance footage obtained from YPC, at 2:22 p.m., Mack was still inside YPC, a 2014 black Chrysler 300 sedan with tinted windows, driven and occupied by the shooters, into YPC's parking lot. The Chrysler was initially parked on the east side of the parking lot facing YPC, but at approximately 2:25 p.m., the Chrysler moved to the west side of the parking lot facing eastward. The shooters remained in the Chrysler for approximately 40 minutes, apparently.
See how I be thinking, you seen that picture, right? He probably told him, bro, you gotta move. Or he could have told him what car Buddy was in. Or what car he was gonna go to. So they need to get whoever that is at that door.
See,
he knows
at approximately 2:25 p.m., the Chrysler moved to the west side of the
why move?
Facing eastward.
They probably would have walked him down as soon as he walked out the door.
40 minutes, apparently waiting for Mack to leave YPC. Based on video surveillance footage obtained by YPC, Mac exited YPC and began to walk across the parking lot towards his car at around 2:59 p.m. Two individuals emerged from the Chrysler, one from the driver's side door, shooter A, and the other from the front passenger side door, shooter B. They began shooting at Mac, who fled eastbound away from the shooters. Based on video surveillance footage obtained from YPC as well as the crime scene reports provided by Chicago Police Department, shooter A pursued Mac on foot. After crossing the parking lot, shooter A shot Mac from a distance. Mac eventually collapsed on the other side of the nearby train tracks. Shooter A ran over to Mac and shot him and killed him. Based on video surveillance footage from a nearby community center and residence, after killing Mac, shooter A fled eastbound on foot away from YPC. Shooter A proceeded southbound to 111th Street and then eastbound to 111th Street. Around that time, an individual was observed walking around the backyard of a vacant residence located at 318 West 111th Street. Based on records and information provided by the Chicago Police Department, later that day, law enforcement recovered a Ruger AR-556 pistol bearing serial number 858-61994 in the backyard of a vacant residence located at 318 West 111th Street. And after running ballistics on that firearm, it was the same firearm used to take out the life of Mac. Now, shortly after the shooting, YPC's security guard stepped outside into the parking lot and was shot in the leg by shooter B. After shooting the security guard, shooter B fled westbound from YPC on foot.
What you shoot the
shooters
security guard
abandoned
for?
the Chrysler in YPC's parking lot. Now, apparently, one of the shooters had a Facebook called Slammed You Out. They noticed that when one of the suspect's moms was contacted by the FBI and was trying to contact her son. And this is where, allegedly, Lil Durk come in, like the first allegations from the first indictment. Text messages alluding that Lil Durk is on the opposite side of those text messages when asked about compensation for these murders. In Lil Durk warrant application and probing Mac's death, federal investigators analyzed jail phone calls, social media postings, and firearm purchases, as well as lyrics from Lil Durk's song, Aha, released about a month after the shooting.
Won't smoke shit. You can bleed whatever you want, I got your folks here.
The warrant application goes on to say Montgomery, Wilson, and Powell may have exchanged text messages concerning payment of Mac's murder. Montgomery Wilson was arrested on unrelated charges a few weeks after Mac's death. A detective with the New Lenox Police Department then applied for and was granted a warrant to search the contents of his cell phone. Investigators then discovered a two-person text message conversation that mentioned OTF, which is the label founded by Lil Durk. Prosecutors have linked the alleged murder-for-hire plot in Los Angeles. On February 10, 2022, one of the people in the text conversation asked, "What's up with OTF?" To which the other person responded, "Nothing." 8 days later, in the same conversation, another text message read, "Did Durk give you that money?" End quote. And that was it, fam. And if it's just that, we see why they ain't indict him yet. But fam, that goes to show you how they play. It's a dirty game out here.
That's not enough.
They trying to connect two murders on Lil Durk. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to say Cash is next. Let me know how you guys feel about this one. But this was the latest on the controversy between Lil Durk being locked up on murder for hire. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hey, it's Jack Quick.
Shout out to Family TV, man. But I don't think that's enough to indict him on that. Just did you get the money from Durk? Cause Durk is a millionaire. He could just be taking care of so many people. Like, you can't say that just because he gave somebody money that's because they killed somebody. That's wild. You can say that to anybody. But I hope he ain't do it, man. And if they bring in something like this in, that make you think, do y'all really have enough evidence? Because if y'all don't, he got the money to fund the lawyers and all that to get him out of there. So hopefully he ain't do it. And if he did, hopefully they don't got enough evidence and Durk could get out and just lay low, man. Live your life. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button right below. Follow the Instagram and follow the TikTok. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. I'm out of here. Peace.
Like, we still can't kick it. The Henny get killed like, no, I can't sip it. You could get killed like it ain't no living. She hit my line like,
Kilo, you tripping.
She clocking my body, I can't